And we are live. What's good, Shasha Man DL saying it's time for a deal short. Yo, before I get going, I know it's a lot of people hit me up in the comments. First of all, I want to say thank you very much. I am truly flattered. I'm truly honored that you guys are reaching out to me. And I'm having trouble with my phone. I can't access the comments on my YouTube page from my iPhone, but of course I can once I log on a computer or laptop or something like that. So I'm doing that today. I'm gonna catch up on all of the comments. Had some really cool comments out there and some good offers to help me out and help me grow this platform. I'm going to address all that. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for real, for real. I appreciate it. Secondly, I know I'm normally on every single day grinding, but life is kicking me in the teeth like it's kicking each and every one of you in the teeth. It's difficult. So I'm taking care of things, putting out fires, attacking different issues. It is what it is. So I do apologize for not getting out there like I normally do. There's some days when I'll do some shorts and I'll do some lives, maybe 2 or 3 in one day. And then again, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything YouTube related. I was, of course, doing some other things. So forgive me for that, but I mean, and I do know one thing about YouTube: you have to stay consistent, and I'm going to get back on it. Again, it's summertime. My daughter is home. I went to get my daughter today. She called. She wanted to come home, so so I'm here, and I'm so happy to have my daughter. I mean, people who are parents and they understand what I'm talking about. It's just something your kids just do something to you just to have them near you. You know what I mean? It just, I don't know. It's like a battery. You know what I mean? Recharging your battery or something like that. So, okay, I wanted to get all that out there. Just let y'all know, it's like I'm not falling off. I'm just dealing, right? I'm just dealing, which brings us to our short. There is a YouTube channel out there. It's called Raising Wildflowers. Raising Wildflowers. And this young woman who has a family, and she's telling her story. She's living in Florida. She moved to Florida from Tennessee. She made a real good investment when she was younger in Tennessee, and she had enough money to buy her home, cash money here in Florida. She did that back in 2020. And she's talking about how they bought the home, they got it for a great price, but they knew they were going to have to put some work in it. And it was, it was their intention to take a number of years to do that. 5, 6, 7 years, however long it was going to take. But they can't do that now because the cost of living in Florida and a bunch of other associated costs to living in Florida has really hit home. And I came across this video today and I'm like, you know what? I want to talk about this. I want to get this up here. This is going to be a little longer than my average short. It's probably this might get up to 30 minutes. We'll see. But I have this video and please go and check out. I'll have a link in the description to her page. Please check her out. Subscribe. Some good stuff. Like she's, talking about home renovation and, setting budgets and, and really good stuff. I believe that this woman and her family is representative of the majority of Americans today. Like, so when people go on to social media, Instagram or YouTube or, whatever, wherever, they believe that all these people are out here balling out of control. That is not the case. That is not the case. Most Americans, the overwhelming majority of Americans are struggling. And they're not living, minute to minute, day to day, but they ain't out here having a good old time. They're not out here just popping bottles and, riding on yachts and flying private jets. The average American family is struggling. That's pretty much always been the case. Here, especially recently, there used to be a time when we had a robust middle class and, America was a different place, but we're not there anymore. I've said it on this platform and I'll say it a million times more. The middle class has been decimated. There is no middle class. Either you have it or you don't. Shout out to Andrew Tate. It's the have yachts and the have nots. That was one of the most profound statements I've ever heard when he said that. He said that almost 2 years ago. I mean, understand what he just said, y'all. Listen to that. Let that resonate for a moment. It's the have yachts and the have nots. That's where we are headed. We're getting closer and closer to that. There is no middle class anymore. That's where we are right now. Can we change it? Yes. but it's going to take some drastic changes. Drastic. And it's going to take a different class of politician. It's going to take a different class of American. We're going to have to get retro with it. It's going to take common sense to get there. But we stay on the track that we're on, either you have it or you don't. So what am I talking about here? Let's watch this video and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. So check this out. Again, this is Raising Wildflowers. Check this out.
So we own our home, we're mortgage free, but for the paying to live here, we might as well be paying for a mortgage in another state with as much expenses as have just in property taxes and homeowners insurance. We knew when we moved here that it was going to be more expensive, but just in the last 3 years, our prices have increased so much and are continuing to rise substantially. First, let's look at the price of our homeowners insurance. Both premiums and deductibles have been increasing since July of 2020. So we are just now starting to get our yearly premiums for our homeowners insurance and our car insurance. And we are just shocked at the increase that our bills are going to be going up. From 2022 to 2023, our homeowners insurance is going to be increasing 27%.
Did y'all hear what she said? Her homeowners insurance is going to be increasing by 27%. I'm trying to back it up so we can find that. Let me just turn this up. 27% increase in her homeowners insurance. I'm just trying to find that real quick so we can, I want to pause it on that number. And there it is right there. Look at that, y'all. Look at that. In 1 year's time, from 2022 to 2023, her homeowner's insurance for her and her family, mind you, she owns her home. She paid for her house cash money. She's paying 27% more to insure the home that she bought cash money. 27%. Remember, we've been talking about what's going on with this insurance stuff on this platform. I just, when I saw this, I'm like, man, I want to share this. I'm so glad she made this video and I want to get this video out. And please go over and subscribe and support her because this is real. People need to see this. And it's not just Florida. I think Florida is one of the places where it's going to hit hardest. But this is going on in Texas. This is going on in California, Colorado. This is going on in, flyover country, any place where hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, wildfires occur. This is what's going on. Remember, we've been talking about this. So I just think it's insane. 27% increase in 1 year. Let's continue. Uh-oh, my bad, y'all. Forgot to.
Claims and had no fileable damage due to Hurricane Ian or Nicole this past year. But we are being stuck with paying the damage that has been done to everyone else's home. We are lucky in the sense that at least our home is insurable and our insurance company hasn't gone insolvent. So we do still have homeowners insurance, unlike some other people in Florida.
And she's talking about the I think it's 1.3 million homeowners who couldn't get insurance or were dropped from their insurance and they had to go to Citizens, which is the insurer of last resort in Florida. It is the state-backed insurance company who is insolvent. So let's keep that in mind. And again, she bought her home cash. The overwhelming majority of Americans need a mortgage. And in order to have a mortgage, you must have insurance on that. The bank requires you to have insurance. So if you lose your mortgage, if you lose your insurance coverage, the bank will go get insurance coverage and simply add it to your mortgage, which you have to pay. Imagine that you're paying your bills, you got your house, and then you wake up one morning and there's a 27% increase to your mortgage. To your whatever you're paying 27% more, which will be more than that. But just imagine. How are you going to make that payment?
But our premiums and deductibles are just almost not affordable anymore. We don't have an HOA fee, but other people's HOA fees have been increasing. One of you guys actually commented on a previous video and said that your HOA fee has increased 150% from $300 to $750 due to the insurance crisis that's been going on in Florida. So next, our property taxes have increased 21%.
So again, property taxes in Florida are high because there are no state taxes. That's always been the case. This isn't nothing new. But from 2020 to 2023, 3 years, her property taxes for her and her family has gone up 21%. It's 21%. She's paying more now than she was 3 years ago. And I'm pretty sure it's been slight increase, increments. Now, her value of her home has gone up. That's why she's paying more, because the value of her home has gone up. But again, that's more money. That's more money. And this is, man, this video just, when I saw this video, I was like, wow, man, I got to show you. So let's continue.
2020 to 2023. They just keep on going up and up. And our next huge increase in expenses is going to be our car insurance. Just in moving to Florida from Tennessee, we saw a drastic increase in our car insurance premiums. But then from 2022 to 2023, our car insurance is going to be increasing 67%.
67%. 67%. Y'all see that? In 1 year, from 2022 to 2023, her car insurance for her and her family went up 67%. Yes, car insurance in Florida is like the most I've ever encountered in America. Like, I thought it was bad in California. I moved to Florida. It's like, yo, Florida's way worse when it comes to auto insurance. It's extremely expensive here. Florida's a no-fault state. There's a lot of craziness going on. I noticed it first in 2009 when I moved here the first time. So I was anticipating it when I moved back, here recently in 2020. But she's not lying. 67% increase for her. 67%. Now, she has 2 teenage children. One is 17. I think the other, she said, is 15. If the 17-year-old has a license, that's just going to cause the insurance to go through the roof, whether you're driving or not. If they have a license, your insurance is going up. So that may be part of this huge increase, but 67% to the bottom line. Let's continue.
To be increasing 67%. We did have an accident a couple months ago that was not our fault. So we did make a claim. And I'm guessing that is why our insurance has gone up so much, because we previously had not had any accidents for many years. Driving Florida is really dangerous, and there are a ton of car accidents. Just in the 3 years that we've been here, we have been in 2 separate car wrecks. The first one we didn't make a claim on because we knew that it was going to raise our rate at least a little bit, and the damage wasn't that much. But this last car accident, we had $7,500 worth of damage, so we did file a claim. But for it to go up that much when the wreck wasn't even our fault, Florida's a no-fault state, it just seems a little bit extreme. And
she's right. And again, if her oldest child has a driver's license, that's gonna jack up your auto insurance rates, whether they're driving or not. That's just gonna, if there's someone under 25 with a license in the house, your insurance is going way up. Now, I don't know if that's the sole reason. I don't know if it's a few reasons, but one thing she is right about: driving in Florida is an adventure. You guys know I'm out doing comedy again. That's one of the jokes I've been working on, and that's one of the jokes that always gets laughed down here in Florida, because people down here cannot drive. I've spoken on this on other videos in the past. They can't drive, right? I'm working on 4 or 5 minutes of material. Some of the most, outrageous stuff. I'm talking about, I I got jokes on there about car wrecks, like these crazy car wrecks that people was like, hey, you just made that up. Like, no, I saw that in real life. I'm just saying, I amp it up just a hair on stage, but no, I saw it. You see cars flipped over here in Central Florida all the time, just laying on their hood all the time. Cars, just everywhere all the time. People down here are reckless. And you have a combination of young, reckless drivers and old drivers and then foreign drivers. It's all that down here, man. It is, and no one pays attention. Why? Everyone's looking at this. Everyone's looking at this. So she's absolutely right about the insurance. It's insane. Let's continue.
Other expenses that are increasing in our utilities, they have increased 11% since last year. This is due to an increase in usage cost and an increase in the base fee and new regulatory fees. Per a statement released by the Florida Power and Light Company earlier this year, these increases are due to the increase in fuel costs due to the Ukraine war, higher domestic temperatures resulting in a higher demand of fuel, and infrastructure improvements. So we are not renters.
Right. So just real quick about the increasing, like these utility increases she's talking about, 11%. That's nothing to sneeze at. She's right. And all those reasons they give are just BS reasons. Why are they raising the utility costs? Because they can. Was there a little bit of a spike because of the war in Ukraine? Yeah, probably a year ago when it first happened, maybe. But America doesn't get their oil from over there. You know what I mean? Was there a bit of a spike? Yeah, probably. But it was just a good excuse. Right now, gas prices have gone up. Why? Summertime. People historically travel during this time. So gas always goes up. At least it's not California. Whenever there's some sort of natural disaster that happens anywhere on planet Earth, they jack the prices up in Cali. It's not as bad, but it's bad here. Any increase, 11%, that's a lot. That's a lot for people who are barely making it. Let's continue.
But my teens have been looking at rental prices because they had wanted to plan to move out when they became adults, and they were looking at how much rent cost in our area. From 2020 to 2022, Florida rental prices.
Yo, she ain't joking right here. Florida rental prices has been increasing, steadily increases every year over year. And I don't have the stats in front of me, but 20 years now. 18 to 20 years now. I don't think that Florida rental prices has gone down. I think this past year was the first time it leveled out. It didn't go up. It just, there weren't any increases. So, and then that only lasted for a little bit, what I mean? Maybe a quarter or so. And now it's back to climbing again. So she's not lying. Yeah. Right. Over the past 2 years, from 2020 to 2022, Florida, the average Florida renter is paying 36% more. And her kids were looking, her oldest was looking to get out. You know what I mean? It's like, can't do it. Costs too much money. Let's continue.
Have increased 36% on average. Now, rental prices have increased all over the nation, but the national average of increase is just 5%. There is no rent increase limit in the state of Florida, so landlords can legally charge as much for rent as renters are paying. And in Florida, renters are willing to pay a lot. And then food prices in Florida have increased dramatically as well. Again, same thing has happened all over, but Florida's average food price has increased 11.8%, while the national average is just 9.9%. So let's talk about the good news.
So she goes on to talk about the good good news, and she gets into the value of homes have gone up. It's a huge bubble right now, and she talks about some good stuff, but she also talks about how that's all about to go down. We're going into a recession, and it's not like I'm trying to cut it off on the good news, but you go back and watch the whole thing. She goes in and explains it. But 11.8% increase in food costs. Miss AKA Lady on this platform, we talk about it all the time. Her and I, we talk about how much it costs for vegetables and for fruit and for food. We talk about this all the time. I was talking to Suzette Speaks about a month or two ago. She was happened to be in line at the grocery store. I'm on we're on the phone. We're talking, And she's like, how much is that? I mean, it just, the stuff just kind of, it spikes up. And you pay attention. If you're in Florida, pay attention to how much you're spending on your groceries. Pay attention. Right? So I went and I added up all of the increases that this sister was talking about on her stream. If you add it all up, I didn't add in the rent stuff and all that other stuff. You know, I was just what she said that affects her bottom line. And you look at this, she's looking at 137.8% increase over the past couple of years. That's what she's looking at. That's why she's moving. She's like, we're selling the house, we're getting out of here. We can't afford to live in Florida anymore. She goes on to talk about how they're not having fun. Everything they do is to get that house ready to sell. They're working hard. She was saying how they went without a kitchen for a number of months while they were redoing the kitchen. They're doing the work themselves because they can't afford to hire a contractor to come in there and just do all this stuff at one time. Right there. And she's like, she was talking about the revenue she makes from YouTube. She's like, look, we're using that money to get these renovations done and to stretch every dollar to get our food and stuff like that. This lady is not balling out of control. This sister and her family are simply trying to survive. And like I said, I will bet anything that this is what the average American family is going through. This is at the beginning of hard times. We ain't seen nothing yet, people. This recession is here, and we have yet to feel the full effect. It's coming. So, I mean, I hope this helps someone out there, you know, and this is like we're all dealing. I don't want anyone out there to think it's just them. I don't want anyone out there to think, man, I made mistakes. Look at me. I must be stupid. How come I ain't balling like them people on Instagram? How come I don't have a Bugatti like the Tates? How come I don't have a Lamborghini like Fresh? How come I don't have 15 houses, you know, rental properties like Myron? You can't compare yourself to those folks. Those, you know, you can't. You didn't do anything wrong. The game is changing. We don't have any control over it. So what we have to do is work harder, buckle down, work together, get your family involved, let everybody know what it is. Children can figure it out. You sit down and tell your kids what's going on. They will understand. You'll be surprised. Mommy, I don't need an apple. We don't need to buy apples. We don't even eat them. Mommy, don't buy those. Mommy, I don't need 2 sandwiches. I'm good with 1. Mommy, I can use my lunch tickets at school. I don't need you to pack a lunch. We save that money and we can get other things. Tell your kids. They will get on board. They won't ask you for stuff that they know the family can't afford. You'd be surprised. Tell your kids what's going on. Sit down and communicate with your family. Y'all don't have to go out and spend a bunch of money going to a movie that y'all probably don't want to see. Y'all can just sit at home and play a board game. Y'all can sit at home and play some cards. Y'all can sit at home, turn on YouTube, watch your favorite program together. Right? Y'all can go outside and throw the ball around. You ain't got to go to an amusement park. You don't have to go to some fancy restaurant somewhere. It's time to buckle down, people. Have yachts, have nots. Right? If you ain't got a yacht sitting down at the dock, then you know what team you want. And there's nothing wrong with that. 99% of America don't have a yacht. They're called the 1% for a reason. I ain't mad at the 1%. Shout out to y'all. I'm gonna get on. Put me on the team. I'm trying to get a yacht. Until then, we got to work together, y'all. We got to take care of each other. Look to history. Look to history. Historically, before America became modern, right, it really did take a village. We helped one another. Barbecues, cookouts, right? Going to the park. We didn't have to pay for nothing. Go down to the park and whole family get together and play some softball. You feel me? That's what we did when I was growing up. That's what when I think about growing up, I think about those times when the whole family got together. It was me and my cousins, my uncles, and my aunts, grandma, everybody was there. Everybody was there. My uncles, you know, my great uncles, seeing them, watching them make homemade ice cream, getting that good food, running around like we done lost our minds, be out there from 3 o'clock in the afternoon until the sun goes down. Way after the sun. We wouldn't get back into the house till around 10 o'clock. Whole family come together, playing spades. Like I said, out there playing tag football, playing softball, playing dodgeball, just running around playing hide and go seek. Not just the kids, the grown-ups were out there with us too. That's what I remember when I think back on the day. Back in the day, that's what we was doing. Before the craziness, before we got older and was out there in the streets doing that nonsense, before all that. That's what I think about. The family was together. It's not the case anymore. It's getting hard out here, y'all. It's getting hard. All right? Do what you got to do, man. Y'all gonna see me. I'm gonna get back on my grind. I'm gonna get back on my hustle. I'll be back. I promise you, I'll be back tonight. I'm gonna do a lot. Give me a few hours. I'll be back tonight. Probably talking about Valuetainment, Patrick Bet-David interview with Andrew Tate. Probably talk a little bit about that. 4.5 hour interview. I'm not going to review the whole thing, but I'm just going to do bits and pieces of it. I saw some good stuff on there. I saw some stuff I really agree with. I saw some stuff I did not. Right? But I got respect for those men. And it's all good. All right, I'm DL Saint. That's all I got to say for now, man. It's been a DL Short. I'm going to holler at y'all later, man. Peace.